ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is but one God, regardless of the names that we choose. We thank Him for His many blessings, and we are taught that the greatest of God's blessing is divine revelation that He extends to the human family when we stray away from His straight path. He sends this revelation through the mouth of His prophets. We thank Him for Moses and the Old Testament, and for Jesus and the New Testament, and we thank Him for Muhammad and the Holy Quran. Peace be upon these worthy servants of Allah. I am a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I could never thank Allah enough for His divine intervention in our affairs, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever. He came among us in 1930 in Detroit. He found one that he could lay a weighty word, the most honorable boy Elijah Muhammad, one that he could raise to become his Messiah, the exalted Christ. But it didn't stop there. I say to you, I'm a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and sometimes people say we saying it wrong when we say it like that, because they feel that we are not giving deference or respect to the teacher, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And it's not true. I say that I'm a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I can say, were it not for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I would have no love for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I would know of him, I would know him but not know of him. It is his love for his teacher that he has put in me, that I love a man, although I didn't really get to know him as a young man, understand him better. So when we say we are with Minister Farrakhan, we are saying we are with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because when you look at Farrakhan, you are looking at Elijah. So I want to clarify that, because I do know that's a touchy subject for some people. They think that we are not giving respect to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. How could you walk, or we walk with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and not give respect to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Let me greet you with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. How's everyone this morning? I'm fine, giving thanks and praise to Almighty God Allah. I think I'm going to start by, let's give Brother Rodney first a round of applause for his opening remarks. Should I say Happy New Year? Hey, it's 2019 for all intents and purposes, right? We're rolling into another year. Some of us, you know, our young people, they like, it's okay. But I'm telling you, as you get older, they say time flies. Because you'll look back and you'll remember something in 18 that was just thinking, but that was 9 months ago. But it's still fresh in your mind. So I could say Happy New Year. I hope that we're not going out and hanging out on Beale Street tonight. Some folk in New York, they're going to wait for the Apple in New York. And the Apple drops, the ball in New York, and they got the guitar here in Memphis, whatever they have. Folk is hanging out, getting drunk. You know, the scriptures talk about that. And it says that the old world goes out with a big noise, with a big bang, because it will not conform to the way of God. So it produces a conflict, a war that takes place over righteousness as opposed to wickedness. And so we here at Muhammad's Mosque, we in the Nation of Islam, are striving to be right. many in our churches and all are trying to be right as opposed to being wicked. But the world is pulling on people, calling them to be other than their righteous self. So there is a war in heaven, as the scripture says. And that war in heaven is, it ain't talking about dragon, in the sky, fighting some angel with some wings. It's talking about the mind of the people. So in a society like this, as much truth as that's available, you find people every day going contrary to what they know to be right. Tell me if I'm wrong. My wife and I were talking on our way here, and we were talking about the AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases. And Memphis, I think, is number 5 now, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if someone tells you, you got a 20% chance of getting some of this stuff now, you're not going to kind of back up on the activity? In Atlanta, they're number 1. Well, wait a minute. And I was telling her that, sometimes you have to tell our people, because they don't like hearing truth sometimes. Nobody's making you go out and do these things. You're doing these things in spite of what you know to be right. You know you shouldn't do it. But you follow the, I don't want to do wrong, but it's been so long, I can't help myself syndrome. Then you want to blame the enemy that you got something. No, he didn't tell you go in there and do that. You did that in spite of what you know. So one of the things that people do on New Year's is we make these resolutions, and we say we're going to do better. And I've never heard a resolution that says I'm going to keep acting a fool. Most people's resolution is I'm going to do something to better myself. It's about some form of self-improvement. Whether it's I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get in shape, something, I'm going to do better with my finances, something for the betterment of the human being. Because the nature of the human being is to do right. But we tend to fail, most people, in those resolutions. Right? Some say after the first week, most people break their resolutions. And then after the first month and the first 3 months, it's all over. We back to quote unquote business as usual. I know certain things that I did that bettered my health. Things that I did that I know were better for me. And I said, I'm going to keep doing this. 2 months later, what is that? See? Because there's a war going on. And so we'll have to look at this as war. Self-improvement is warfare. In a world that's given over to sin, to be better is war. So if we are not prepared to go to war with the darkness of self, with the darkness of the society, then the society that's already prepared to go to war with you, for the most part, it will win. So our subject today is, we are fighting for Islam. We're not converting to Islam. We are fighting for Islam, and we will surely win. Have you noticed that this nation of Islam is under attack? Have you noticed that? Oh, I'm sorry, the minister's under attack, right? You and I, we okay, right? We good, right? Have you noticed that they're coming from every angle? Now, they're looking at finances, and they're lying and saying, well, the Nation of Islam gets $300,000 from the federal government. Well, I'm not going to say we didn't get the money, not we. but individuals who are members of the Nation of Islam. But for the years that they talked about, do you know how much that averaged out to be? Ran it around $33,000 a year. They spend more than that on coffee, on water. In other words, it's no money. But they know if they told you that it amounted to $33,000 with 130 cities throughout the nation. And if you broke 33 down for 130 cities, it's pretty much no money. But they play on the emotion of people, and they say it's $300,000, and it's going to Farrakhan. See, that's how they say it. Then they put in there this little spin. They say, see, people are being radicalized in prison. So they're being radicalized, so we have to really check this thing because they're being radicalized. But see, now, the Nation of Islam don't radicalize anybody. He already said that our brand of Islam is not compatible with the Orthodox Islam. Well, hell, who's doing the radicalization then? It's not us. But if we are not studious, then we fall victim. If we are not studying, if we don't put on the armor of God, prepare for a fight, then we let little things get in, and they unnerve us. And all of a sudden, we get a little shaky because stuff is going on. I didn't sign up for no fight. How they say, I sure hate it for you. Maybe you don't want to fight, but the enemy is fighting. That's like you stand there telling a man that's swinging at you, I don't want to fight. Maybe you don't want to fight, but he's still swinging. All upside your head, you keep talking about, come on, brother, we don't want to fight. You don't. That don't make sense. Sometimes you got to fight to establish peace. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes you got to fight to establish peace. You have to fight the peace breaker in order to establish peace. Now, saying we are fighting for Islam, that's taken the wrong way for a lot of people. Because they paint Islam as this terrorist kind of thing. Now, I can't explain what they do over there. I've never been taught to do any of that. In the Nation of Islam, I've never been taught that. But I have been taught that we are soldiers and that we're supposed to fight to establish Islam. I've been taught that. But we are taught to fight with truth. We don't cuss people out. That ain't fighting for Islam. That's just cussing people out. When you know black people, we good at that. We know how to cuss somebody out. All of us got some bosses that we done cussed out. You can't fire me, I'll quit. And then we cuss them out. But since I'm going to get fired, let me tell you what I really think about you. And sometimes that make us feel better. But we still fired. So you go home and tell your wife you cussed them out. And then the rent ain't paid. But we are soldiers. And sometimes we can become a little too comfortable where we are. And we don't want to fight. But the enemy has decided. Now, last week we've been on this prison of anti-Semitism subject. And I've been telling you that they say the devil is in the details. But I heard my brother, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, say, no, that's not really true. The truth is, God and truth is in the details. See, the reason the devil is successful is because he omits a whole lot of detail. He keeps detail out. So with that, then you go and make a decision absent detail.
Come on now. Good point. Good point.
We have to have the details. So when you come to Muhammad's mosque, they say we talk too much, Y'all preach all the time. That's because we are full of detail. What do you think it means? Praises are due to Allah. What do you think it means that I can drink till my cup runneth over? What does that mean? That means we have detail. Therefore, we can make decisions on details, not on emotion and hype, but detail. We in a fight, brothers and sisters. They are all out assault, or there's an all out assault on the nation of Islam. And all of our quote unquote friends, they doing the Michael Jackson right about now. You know how you look like you're going forward, but you're really going backwards? And the ones that are bold enough to even attempt to stand with us, they are fighting them now. And most of our people are not used to this kind of fight. We're not used to this kind of enemy. Now, I want to say something. And I just pray Allah bless me to say this. Because I'm learning something. Even in my own personal experiences. I'm learning something. I mean, what would you do? Let me say it like this. If God called you and gave you a message, what would you do? Would you tell it? Would you deliver it? What if God showed you in your own fear of it that he's with you and proved it to you? May not have proved it to everybody else, but to you that he's with you. Would you get a little bolder with it? Because now, wait a minute now. If you got God backing you, we're talking about the Lord, the sovereign Lord of the world. You got God backing you. What would you do? Would you tell him? What if your friends start backing away from you because you told them? Most of us would believe that if God gave us a message and we went and told, our friends would, by knowing us, would know that we are not lying. And they would accept that God gave us a message. Yet the scriptures show us that they say that a prophet is without honor first. Where? In his own house. And then some say they of a man's own household become his worst enemy. That the people that know you the best will begin to fight you if God gave you a message. Now, would it hurt your feelings if they did such? What if you didn't intend to say something and God put something in your mouth? And by the time, and when you heard it, is when you heard it coming out of your mouth. Like, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm anti-termite. And when the audience hear it, you hear it at the same time. Then you say, well, why did I say that? What if God is maneuvering a thing in a certain way? And those who are close to you, they all of a sudden, they don't understand anymore. Because the move is a little different from what they are accustomed to. I remember coming up, you run home because the bully is chasing you, you know. If I had one of them mothers, you know, you run home and then the damn door locked. You bang on the door because you got this bully right here. And then you hear through the door, you either fight him or you fight me. What would you do if you got a command like that? In other words, you're going to fight today. Now, I'll let you decide who you're going to fight. Now, some of y'all, have y'all heard them words or something? Has somebody heard them words? Either you fight him or you fight me. I turn around and start swinging. Because I know I can't whoop what's on the other side of that door. Now, the bully is a bully, but he sure can't match up to my mother. What what would you do? See, so this is where we are as Muslims in the nation of Islam. They desire, the enemy, to put out the light of Allah with their mouths. But Allah only intends to perfect his light. Though the disbelievers are, see, why are you saying these things? Why are you talking like that? You could use better language than that. See, the hypocrites fear lest a chapter is revealed or sent down about them. Why are the Jews so upset with Minister Farrakhan? And I went through some of this, and I'm not going to stay here, but we're going to finish this history because you should know what happened is when he put this book out, or these books, The Secret Relationship, that they were revealed. For all that time, they had been hidden. And in this society, they call it a Judeo-Christian society. And they are welcome everywhere because no one has known the real truth that they wrote themselves. And then when you put that in front of the world, they have to answer, is this true? So what does it mean when it says the man of sin has to be revealed? How do you reveal him? And what if you were walking with the man that's doing the revealing? You walking with the revelator. And he's revealing. It's going to shock the world. Because the man of sin was disguised as an angel of light. Did you hear what I said? Yes. Satan was masqueraded as an angel of light. Which means everybody welcomed him when they saw him. Because they did not know they were hanging out with Satan. So he was greeted with open arms. Because who would expel or put out an angel of light? You would always say, come in, come in. Give us some words of wisdom, angel of light. Help us, angel of light. Only to be found out whence cometh thou, Satan. What? And so now the cover is being pulled back. And God is exposing their shame. So now the devil or Satan is fighting. Because he knows that means that's the end of him. That's the end of him. Termites don't work in the light. They have to be subterranean. They have to be hidden to do their work. So there's a fight going on. And whether you swinging at them, they sure enough swinging at you. So you can punk out and just, say, peace be still. What's them songs they sing? You know what I'm saying? Don't pump the. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it. But
You know what you're talking about. Come on.
You can talk like that. But the man that's swinging at you ain't talking like that. So maybe God is saying you can fight him. You fight me. God said you can forgive him. I'm not going to forgive him. He told Prophet Muhammad that. You can forgive him, Muhammad. No, I'm not going to forgive him. I'm going to kill him. So we could do what we want. There's no compulsion in religion, right? So Allah says to the believers, fighting is enjoined on you, though it is disliked by you. And it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you. And you may love a thing while it is evil for you. And Allah knows while you don't know nothing. Why would God enjoin? Look at the word enjoin. It means to prescribe. It is a course of action. You prescribe something with authority or emphasis. When you say fighting is enjoined. God, why are you prescribing fighting? I thought God is the God of love. He loves everybody. Though you dislike it. What would make you dislike fighting? An enemy who has taught you to turn the other cheek when it comes to him. But we don't turn the other cheek on little Pooh. We'll sell us some weed on the corner, a few rocks, said something crazy to our daughter. It's time to go to war. But the enemy fighting is enjoined on you, though it's disliked by you. See, in this verse, this was the first time the Muslims had to fight. The Battle of Badr. And now, you could kind of understand their position to a point. They have to go up against this army that's over 1,000. And the 1,000 that they were fighting was trained soldiers. And the Muslims were farmers, and, and it was only 313 of them going up against 1,000. And many of the 313 were 13-year-old children. They were so scarce of men, they had to get babies 13 years of age and older to go to fight. That sound like us, don't it? We got juniors on security. 13 and 14, 15-year-old. Fighting is enjoined on you, though. You dislike it. And it may be that you dislike a thing that's good for you. God, why do you want or enjoy fighting? Sometimes you got to know, we got to know that God is with us. You can't sit back and say, Allah is with Minister Farrakhan. That's true, but what about you and me? Well, Allah ain't with us, right? What? Did I say something wrong? Allah ain't with Rashad. Allah don't like Shotty Man. He don't like him. He love the minister. He don't like Michi though. He don't like him. Brother Willie, all know Allah ain't with no Willie. That's just Brother Willie. That's just Brother Willie. Sometimes, the same way that Allah showed the prophets and the messengers that he's with them, sometimes he has to, we have to go through it so you will know that God is with us. If not, when will we attempt that which seems to be impossible? And if we don't, then what are we doing here? Just meeting to do what? To talk about white folk? Hell, we ain't got to come to no meeting to talk about white folk. Our people know white people. Our people, when they're behind closed doors, our people talk about white people. So what is it for if we don't attempt that which appears to be impossible? What is it for? What good is God if he don't prove to us that he's with us?